quit before it's too late. You don't need to doom scroll and look outside of yourself for an answer. Unfortunately, for people who are multi-passionate and creative in nature like myself, we fall into this stimulation-burnout cycle that goes something like this. A new opportunity comes, you get really excited about it. You have this strategy that you form that you go all in for. You pour in a bunch of effort, but then all of a sudden doubt sets in. Some of your life areas fall apart because you've been hyper fixated on it. Then you burn out. You get confused as to why you're burnt out. You finally take a break that you needed earlier, and then the cycle repeats with the new set of energy. I've been there many times, and I know that it really sucks to go through that. So what did I decide to do last time? I pulled the plug on social media, and I stopped posting for about a month. Yes, I know that's the almighty sin of content creation, is to stop posting. Or so they say, right? And yes, I lost some followers in the meantime, but I'd argue that I lost something much better. I lost the looming anxiety from always having to keep up. I lost the urgency to feel like I needed to beat the next guy in follower count or impressions. And I lost the feeling of failure of putting my family on hold for another post. I realized that you don't have to follow the advice of these reputable creators online. You shouldn't even follow my advice unless you test it with an open mind. So what's the solution? Not too long ago, I found a philosophy and practical system that has helped me to unplug from the digital rat race. I read this book called Slow Productivity. It sounds counterintuitive, but trust me, I've tried it now for about 2 to 3 months and it works. So what is slow productivity? Cal Newport defines it as a philosophy for organizing knowledge work efforts in a sustainable and meaningful manner based on the following 3 principles. Do fewer things, work at a natural pace, and obsess over quality. I would add to that last bit, without perfectionism. Let's break down these principles and talk about why they are beneficial and how they can help you. Do fewer things. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. Me, you, the guy next door, the girl next door, and even Elon Musk. There's only so much we can do with limited willpower before our monkey mind takes over by default. Any additional commitment that you add to your life accumulates what's called an overhead tax. This is the extra maintenance work of dealing with the preparation and after effects of committing to something. Let's say you commit to an optional meeting at work. Now your collaborator wants you to talk about some project. So obviously you have to prepare so that you don't sound stupid. Once the meeting's over, you finally have a set of action items or to-dos on your plate. One of them, it turns into a full-blown project. Now that project has additional dependencies. Now you've gained like the 8 points of additional overhead tax in addition to that one meeting that you committed to. Congratulations. Now all your creative energy is gone. This just means saying no to everything that doesn't move your biggest goal forward. I'll talk more about this process later. Work at a natural pace. As a knowledge worker, your mind is your biggest asset, so you must protect it at all costs. We're not machines or AI, so we can't expect to work like them around the clock. We need time and space to fully utilize our creative energy. Humans were designed for short sprints of effort and long periods of rest. Think about our ancestors while they were hunting and gathering. Key thing to note is historically, big achievements were achieved in small efforts over a long period of time. Like the cliche goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. We should pace ourselves for the endless game of life. The only thing is, technology has made it so easy to optimize everything at the expense of our mental health and well-being. The last one is obsess over quality, but like I mentioned before, without perfectionism. The book talks about how the most remarkable people excelled at 1 to 3 areas in their life. Once they discovered their craft, they got really good at it and ignored basically everything else. The thing is, we don't have time for every single interest that we want to pursue. I don't think you want to be average at 10 different things that don't help anybody. Based on those principles, I've developed this 5-step system that has helped me to gain more clarity on my goals and be more consistent without burning out. The first step is called lifestyle deflation. So if you have more than 5 big goals that you're working on, you're probably overworked and underperforming. Plus, you might be bogged down by a bunch of distractions in your life. So for this step, I've been tracking my time throughout my workday and seeing where my time is actually going. Am I spending it on deep work? Am I getting distracted by my phone? Checking my emails and Slack when I'm supposed to be coding? Tracking your time in a tool like Notion or even a pen and paper can help you get a better idea of where you're spending your time and where you need to make adjustments. With this step, I would start small. After you've tracked your time for about 7 days, now you can eliminate your one biggest distraction now that you have the self-awareness to see where it's coming from. Number 2 is to build your dream list. 95% of the pain that we experience lies between the gap from where we are now to where we want to be. Spend about 15 to 20 minutes writing down every big goal, habit, or project that you want to pursue in the next year. Now pick the top 3 to 4 things that you want to work on and get rid of everything else. But don't worry, once you've accomplished those 3 to 4 goals with focus, you can start to pick another set of goals. Al Newport recommends in the book to build in 25 to 50% buffer time because he claims that humans are really bad at measuring time. So if you plan on doing a 45-minute workout, block out 90 minutes so that you have extra time. The third step is decluttering with digital minimalism. Distractions, like we talked about, are your biggest enemy. And trust me, willpower and silent mode doesn't last. You need to retrain your mind to get rid of distractions like social media. Think about this. At least 40% of your screen time could be dedicated to your dream list that we talked about. Al Newport recommends a 30-day digital declutter, but I know for high stimulation individuals like myself, this is really hard to do. So I'd recommend cutting that down to 14 days and give it your full focus. So that way you know what you actually want and you're not bogged down by the opinions of others on social media. After the declutter, I'm experimenting with what's called slow Sundays. So basically, I take the whole Sunday off of social media and I don't check it at all. I spend more time outdoors with my family and doing high quality leisure like reading books, doing things outdoors, exercising. Number 4 is the project queue. If you're a knowledge worker, you're probably working on different projects. Al Newport recommends to create a project queue under 2 different columns, 1 active and 2 waiting. The idea is to have no more than 2 projects active to keep your focus high and the rest on waiting. When a project is done, you can pull in another project from the queue. The last step is to ritualize your day. I find it helpful to ritualize different aspects of my life like work, business, exercise, and nutrition. This just means that I don't want one crossing over the other too much, especially if I'm trying to be focused on a specific goal. For example, when you're at home with family, you don't really want to be thinking about work. So I use a shutdown ritual at night. Every day at 6 p.m., I'll write down what I need to do for the next day, and I'll check a box off that says shutdown complete, and that signals to my mind that I'm done with work. I trust in my system that I've wrote down everything that I need to do, so that way I don't have to let it ruminate in my mind. This is a work in progress, so obviously it's not going to be perfect. Just suggestions to try, see which ones work for you, and let me know in the comments you're going to try next or what you learned from this video. So I created a quiz down below to understand people like us, multi-passionate, creative knowledge workers, and our life goals so that I can help. It only takes about 5 minutes, and I am creating some strategies to help you succeed in your creative and knowledge work. We can all thrive in this overstimulated world, if you will. So yeah, if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.